Hi everyone and welcome back to National League Lowdown with me, Dan. As you can see, I'm joined by Craig and Mark. Craig, how are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you, mate. 0-0 for Braintree yesterday at home to Solihull. One that I was on commentary for. One that had good moments, but the minute we knew I was on commentary, we had 0-0 down. Or we should have. No one had that in the predictions. You all predicted us to lose. So I'm going to put that down as a point gain for Braintree yesterday.
Yeah, definitely good. And Solihull scored a lot of goals, so to keep them at bay, that's a good result, mate. Really good result. Big weekend for Mark. How are you, mate? How are you feeling?
Well, hello, how are everybody? Yes, anticipation for tomorrow night's FA Cup game against Brentford. Had a lot of people talking about it with the coverage in the over the TV and the radio still all going, and I'm very pleased for Braintree getting their point. And Craig has covered it a lot more than what I will later on.
Yeah, I don't think that's made our deep dive somehow. There was a lot of goals this weekend, so we're going to get started. Makes sense. Start top of the league. York back at the top of the league. We'll cover Rochdale in a little while, but Rochdale slipped up. York 3-0 winners at Wealdstone. Craig, what did you make of this one?
Yeah, I think if you said that York will win this 3-0, no one would be surprised. I think what people will be surprised of is the three scorers for York. Three players that are yet to score, all scored their first goals for the club. Three very unique scorers in that sense. And the third one, especially with Dan Betty, I think it was over 1,000 days since he last scored a goal. So that's a long time in football. So he'll be pleased to get that one. And what an absolute rocket it was in stoppage time. And you could argue, we'll move on later, that it's not even goal of the day, but it's definitely right up there with them. But yeah, Morgan Williams opened to score him, and Zach Johnson added the second. But that doesn't tell the whole story, because Wealdstone were very competitive, were in this game until they got reduced to 10 men in about the 55th minute, and that's when it really swung in York's favour. You're going to find things hard against York anyway. They're a very, very strong side, so going down to 10, it felt a matter of time, and the minute they did go a bit ahead, you knew they were going to add a second and probably a third. Like I said, didn't expect the scorers. But that's 18 different players that have scored for York this season in the league. And we talk about Ollie Pearce, and I joked with some people on the gantry at Braintree yesterday that he scored 5 more goals than us this season. But he didn't even touch the score sheet yesterday, nor did Hunt, nor did Stones, those players that you probably expected to see on the score sheet we didn't see yesterday. And Morgan Williams and Zach Johnson have been excellent at the back, and it's probably nice for them to not necessarily get the plaudits, because they've been getting them anyway, but to get their names on the score sheet in what turned out to be a convincing win. But at half-time, it was looking a very competitive game, and Wealdstone are a good side, and maybe they actually suit playing against the bigger boys. They seem to get some joy against them. I know they've beat Southend a couple of times. They've got some good results along the way. So they won't be too disappointed, but they'll be ruined what could have been. We don't know if York would have broken down. I expect they would have, but that sending off definitely had an impact on the game for 2 yellows.
Yeah, definitely, and it just shows the depth of quality that York have. When if Pearce, like I think we've said this about Boreham Wood and a few other teams, where if one of them doesn't get you, someone else is going to get you. And then when none of them are firing, and then you've got Dan Batty scoring a 30-yard screamer in the top corner, what chance have you got? Mark, what did you make of this one?
1,162 days, and Daniel Batty has to go and make our contenders for goal of the month harder. But yeah, York, it's advantage York now. We did say in the previous podcast, what are you going to do? And they've stepped up to the plate. I mean, they couldn't have anticipated Rochdale slipping up, as we'll allude to in a bit. But yes, Morgan Williams and Zach Johnson, names have been mentioned since the injury to Malachi Fagan-Walcott. They brought them in. Johnson, in particular, has been mentioned in the greatest sense of praise. Morgan Williams was signed from Yeovil, and they came in basically to do the job of covering Fagan-Walcott. They've done it absolutely brilliantly. It's no change at the back for York at all. Enzo Boldovin Louis might remember him from Sutton's promotion team. Getting sent off did not help Wealdstone at all. But yeah, Daniel Batty getting a one of the goals of the day, and yeah, very pleased for him. I mean, that's a long time. That's what 4 years nearly. Got to be 4 years if you.
3, I reckon.
Yeah, but if you're going to score your first goal in 4 or 5 years, then a 30-yarder is the way to do it. But York laying down the gauntlet once again to Rochdale. You know, in the words of Ric Flair, you did it once. Now let's see you do it again. But brilliant result for York. Wealdstone masters of their own downfall with a red card. I mean, once you go down to 10 men, you either play brilliantly or you get a result like that. And the one thing that you don't want to do is go up against the York team that will demolish you. But they'll pick themselves up. But yeah, York back on the top of the league. And now, will they stay there? That's the question.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the uncertainty. Will they stay there? That it's all still in Rochdale's hands. We're going to cover Yeovil 1, Rochdale 1 now. The first, I said I couldn't see either side blinking, and Rochdale have done that. Obviously, Yeovil down to 10 men, really spirited display from them. Very competitive, kept Rochdale at arm's length for long periods, and like I say, with 10 men as well, it shows that Yeovil can do it. And we have talked about Yeovil potentially maybe underachieving in terms of where they should be in the league, and I think that shows that the potentially could be higher. And Rochdale, they have slipped up, but I've spoken to a couple of Rochdale fans online, and they're all saying as long as they win the games in hand, they'll be absolutely fine, and it's true. But we've always said we'd rather have the points on the board than the games in hand. Mark, what did you make of this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Rochdale couldn't afford to drop 2 points, but with Yeovil, Aaron Jarvis got red carded, and again, how does it work out? How does a result like that work out? But they're a different team to what they were at the start of the season. Yeovil, Finn Cousin Dawson giving them the goal, and Aidan Barlow scoring for Rochdale. But as you say, the game's in hand. Would they have preferred the points to go into that game? Probably, because now they've got to try and gain it and get back the momentum to go back to the top of the league for York. It's topsy-turvy up there. I love it. It's not one of these, top of the league scenarios where one of them's running away with it. They're incredibly boring. I'd rather see 2 teams leave the rest of the pack behind, and it always intrigues who's going to be top. Yeah, who's going to do this? Who's going to be the better side on a Saturday? Who's going to drop the points? And we're getting answers to all those questions. Yeovil, a very useful point for Yeovil. I mean, 10 man. You either do a Wealdstone or you can pack it together against a very, very good Rochdale. I mean, keeping Manny D quiet with 10 men, that's that's an achievement in itself, but a very, very useful point for Yeovil. I believe Rochdale playing Scunthorpe on Tuesday, as will go on in our Tuesday predictions. That'll be a big, big test, but a more useful point for Yeovil in the grander scheme of things.
Definitely, mate. Definitely. Craig, what did you make of this one, mate?
Yeah, it's definitely in the category of 2 drop points, isn't it? For Rochdale, they took the lead after 13 minutes, and then you think, right, they're going to kick on. This is going to be a routine 2-0 clean sheet. Rochdale type performance we've seen probably 20 times this season already, kind of thing. And it wasn't. Finn Cousin Dawson, that was a great looped header. Gave Oliver Watmuff no chance. Watmuff in recent days has been linked with a championship move for next season, so he's definitely one to watch out of this league and see how probably the most money spent on a player in the next couple of years there's ever been in the National League, I reckon. So definitely one to watch. But yeah, you could argue though the keeper down the other end, Jed Ward, is just as good. I'm a big fan of Jed Ward. I've probably not got the ceiling that Watmuff's got, but right now probably on a level playing field with him. And that showed with the experience in the last couple of moments. He was claiming things. He was taking the sting out of the game. He was doing everything you want your goalkeeper to do when you're down to 10 men. And there's a Casey Batiste shot that was shot from the edge of the box, and it looked like it was one that's destined to be parried, or even going and he's just caught it routinely and taken all the sting out of the game in the 96th minute. And that's what you need from your goalkeeper. What you don't need when you're down, when you're in a battle against top of the league, is someone to be as silly as Aaron Jarvis was. And I think every Yeovil fan I saw on social media yesterday wants him out of the club now. They're like, he didn't work hard, he was lazy, and then he was absolutely silly with his decision making. And I say luckily for them, it didn't cost them. I think you got to give credit to the other 10 players that it didn't cost them, because they were excellent on that day. Finn Cousin-Dawson's obviously marshalling that back line after scoring a goal. He's had a great day. And just going back to York, Morgan Williams, I'm sure, was on the text afterwards, thanking a few of his ex-teammates after getting his first goal for York, and then jumping into the change rooms and seeing that his old team had done him a massive favour as well. So, yeah, great day for Morgan Williams. And I'm sure, he'll be thanking some Yeovil friends next time he sees them, and maybe buying them a beer or two.
Yeah, definitely. We alluded to it a little bit there. Obviously, with Scunthorpe playing Rochdale in midweek. The next result, my second favourite result of the weekend: Scunthorpe 3, Boston 6. My phone notifications were going berserk on this. It kept coming up like 1-0 Boston, 2-0 Boston, 3-0 Boston. I thought my phone, like the flash score notifications, were malfunctioning. But it was, I don't know where it came from. That Boston have been in great form. It's no surprise that they went there and got something, but just the manner of it, the 6 goals, I don't think anyone could have seen that coming. What a signing Tom Kersons has been. Me and Mark talked just before we went live there. Craig, what did you make of this one?
Yeah, Paul Hirsch is a massive hit, and every signing he's made so far has been a massive hit for them as well. They look a different side. We played them in Graham Coughlin's last game, and they looked bereft of ideas, and the change was probably needed there at that stage. But I don't think anyone anticipated. I'm not even classing this a new manager bounce, because I think he's just got them playing in a really good style, and I think it's not going to be sustainable that they're going to score 6 every week and go and smash teams away from home. But I think it's sustainable that they're going to be very, very competitive in this league. I think I messaged you guys afterwards and said that result has put them 11th. And that seems crazy when 4 or 5 weeks ago, when things were going a bit wrong and Coughlin was gone, a couple of us, not myself, tipped them to go down, and now they're sitting 11th. So it shows how quickly things can change. And yeah, they were excellent. The goals were just kind of, a lot of them were hard-working goals in terms of they were winning the second balls and then playing really good football after that. So they had that grit, that determination, but then they had the quality on the end of it. And maybe them new signings have added that. Well, I say maybe they definitely have. Them new signings have added that quality. They've maybe always had that grit and that desire, but not the quality on the end of it. But yeah, Kersons, I particularly like his second goal. It's one of them ones where you can tell he's a man in form, because sometimes they just try and fire that and pray, and he's just lifted it over the keeper as he's coming out, and it's a great finish. And he deserved his hat-trick. He's been in great form, and a massive chance of him being in our player in a month, because he's been on fire this February, and Paul Hurst has got to be in the running for manager in a month. Scunthorpe, if you said to them you're going to score 3 goals at home against local rivals, they'd have probably took it. What you didn't know is you're going to concede 6, and that is the most damning one of that. He hooked Ollie Ewing at half-time, and Tyler Smith as well. So it'd be interesting to see what the reactions are there. They're obviously struggling a little bit lately. That's a couple of defeats in a row. Rochdale is their next game. Then playoff teams are now all having blips that we didn't see in the first stages of the season. Forest Green on a little bit of one. Boreham Wood aren't picking up too many points. Scunthorpe were probably the team that we thought were in the most form, but now they've lost 2. Could easily be 3 in midweek. They'll be devastated with that one. And Butler did come out and say, I got some things wrong, and tried to take the pressure off his players, which he's probably right to do, because they have been very, very good for him this season. And even in defeat, Mark's favourite player in the world, Connor Roberts, still manages to grab 2 goals. So,
Callum Roberts.
Callum
Roberts, sorry. Connor Roberts plays for Swansea, I think, doesn't he? Or one of those
He does.
Yeah, he's a fullback.
Don't upset these people too early, Craig.
I've already upset them, so.
But Scunthorpe will be
on,
absolutely gutted with that one. But they need to bounce back, and it's not easy when you're bouncing back in your next game is Rochdale away, and they'll be looking for a reaction as well. So 2 teams looking for a reaction Tuesday night. So that should be a good game going forwards. But yeah, Boston flying up to 11th. Hurst manager in a month, no doubt for me at the moment. But it's a long month, February, with fixtures.
Yeah, I mean, if we were stopping the count now, I think Boston just clean up the awards, to be fair. There'd be no point of even putting it to a vote. Mark, what did you make of this one, mate?
Well, what a boring local derby this was. My goodness, nobody saw this coming. I mean, Scunthorpe, they've been flying high, and Boston 15 years ago when it was Paul Hurst being there, and could he do it second time round? My God, but as Craig said, the signings that have been made have been. I've changed the squad. I mean, the experience of Jamie Grimes from Chesterfield. You've got Jake Rooney, who scored 2. Young defender from Derby. But Tom Kersons, I mean, shame on Harrogate for not giving this guy a proper chance. If they had, they probably wouldn't be in the position they're in. But I've said about him time and time again, brilliant at Ilkeston. Absolutely brilliant at Ilkeston. If I could have had him at Mackham and Danny Elliott up front, wouldn't that be something? But now he's in a side. He's going to feel like he is number one. And 5 goals in 3 games now, and a hat-trick in a derby at Scunthorpe, one of the biggest clubs in the league. He's going to be more than a feeling at Boston. Oh, the 70s rockers out there, but yeah, I mean, Callum Roberts, I mean, a couple of penalties, Danny Whitehall, and Callum Roberts can still have a good game, and ended up on the losing side. But Scunthorpe have got to, whatever happened yesterday, has got to be plugged quickly. They're facing Rochdale at Rochdale, who want to go back to the top of the league. Some Scunthorpe fans calling for Andy Butler's head. Come on, get a grip, will you? You've only lost 1 game. Are you that paranoid? Come on, get out. Don't be stupid. Come on, you've got a brain in there somewhere. And one of the goals of the day, Matt Carson. It's a cracker.
I get it.
Frank Carson, anyone?
I got it. I got it.
Just because we got it, don't mean it's funny.
Oh, yeah. Hey, just wait until I get onto Braintree Solihull. You won't be laughing then.
Mark's here for comedic relief if any Scunthorpe fans are watching for comedic relief. But yeah,
I'll just watch your defence yesterday, then you'll get comedic relief.
Just on Scunthorpe before we move on, the next 4 games are Rochdale away, Aldershot away, York at home, and Solihull at home. So that is, a tough run of games if they want to turn this around.
You've got to win at least 2 of them.
Yeah, like we said,
at least 2 of them.
Like we said with the Boreham Wood situation, they've got to kind of just stop the rot somewhere from setting in. Obviously, it's only a couple of games, but if it gets to 3 or 4 games like Boreham Wood did, then it becomes a bit of a sticky situation for them. But they're still having a great season. We've had a few jokes there, but if you'd offered them where they are start of the season, they'd have absolutely took it. So massive credit to them. Next up, my favourite result of the day: Forest Green 1, Carlisle 3. A game of 2 halves. Again, sounds a bit cliched, but first half I thought Carlisle were absolutely outstanding. People will be falling off the chairs now because I don't often come on here and praise us that much. But we were absolutely outstanding. The press from Wern and Armstrong high up. Obviously, you've seen the goals. Led to the first goal. Armstrong's pressing. Poor from them at the back. We talked about their defending at Rochdale in midweek as well. Left a lot to be desired. The second goal, Wern picks it up out wide. He's allowed to take 2 touches, then cross the ball into the area. No one closing him down. And then Adjuboy gets a flick and Feeney's there. Apparently, I haven't seen the replay, but someone said it was maybe touch and go if it was offside or not, but it wasn't given. And then the third goal, we thought we were in dreamland at 2-0 and then 3-0. And Adjuboy picks the ball up on the edge of his box and just runs like a knife through butter right through every single one of them and finishes brilliantly. And again, I always look at things even-handedly, so I would say there's a lot of the defending left to be desired. You know, someone's got to take a book in there, in my opinion. Don't know what you guys think. I'll ask you in a moment, but defensively, you're looking at that and you think someone's got to take one for the team there, bring him down before he even gets anywhere near the box. They don't, and he finishes brilliantly. Second half, Forest Green much improved. They did obviously get a goal back early on in the second half, and you're thinking, oh, if they get another. And Gabe Breeze made a brilliant save in the second half to keep it at 3-1. And then I think after that we kind of there's a word I won't use, but we kind of used the time wisely.
Game management.
Yeah, game management. Yes. There was Gabe Breeze went down with a sore ankle. I thought he'd been killed. I'll be honest. I thought, oh, this looks awful. This looks awful. Forest Green's admin said that there was nothing wrong with him. I beg to differ. He looked in a lot of pain. The lad. I feel sorry for him. But we done that quite a lot. I thought, to be fair, if you're on the opposition, you absolutely despise that. But everybody does it. Every team does it. So it just is what it is. But yeah, there was a couple of times Williams went down there. The commentator on DAZN actually called for Josh Williams to be booked, even though he was off the pitch and took his shirt off because he was getting subbed. Which I found strange, considering the DAZN commentator was actually for like enhanced coverage. So I don't think it was Forest Green's people. I think it was meant to be a neutral, which I find strange. But yeah, we'll get past that. But yeah, other than that, I thought Carlisle dug deep in the second half. Feeney was absolutely colossal at the back. Every ball went in that box. He was on the end of it. We brought Thomas on. He done well. But for me, it was just everyone to a man. The work ethic, the desire was there, and I've questioned that in recent weeks. So, like I say, I'll always criticise if I think it's due, but I'll always praise as well. And Mark Hughes, I think, got it about spot on as well. So credit to them. Mark, what did you make of this one?
Well, Carlisle needed to get it right, and they did. On the DAZN commentary, we all know who one of the best commentators is, don't we, Craig? But yeah, they got it very right. I mean, the first half was more or less gift wrapped. The Forest Green defence, I've seen a lot of their fans saying we need a couple of central defenders. Their experienced ones are out injured. Poor old Laurent Mendy had a bit of a mare for one. Was it the second goal? I think. The first goal. Yeah, Stephen Wayne. Forgive my pronunciation on that. And again, we go back to players. You see Williams, Johnson, Batty, not the people you expect to see. Stephen Wayne. Did any Carlisle supporters expect him to score or play? No, they didn't, but he got his just rewards. Yep, Morgan Feeney, one of the best players Carlisle have got. You know, he's been excellent every time for me. He's one of the defenders of the season. And then David Adjiboy. And somebody actually put this on Twitter or X or whatever the hell you call it. Now, are you starting to see the very best of David Adjiboy? Some players take time, but the modern game is that they've got to do it instantly. But as you said, Dan, why did nobody just get in there and take him out? But yeah, take nothing away from it. It was, it takes skill. You've got to keep hold of the ball, which you're running at 4 or 5 players. That does take skill, and the finish, clinical, absolutely clinical. Nick Horton didn't have the best of games, really. Let's, as kindly as we can put it. But second half, the one thing Robbie Savage doesn't do is back down from a fight. JJ Mingy, he got one back, and I do recall seeing a message in our group chat going, "Uh-oh, hey Dan." but no, Carlisle resolute. They want to cement a playoff place at the very best. They'll want to get up and get up to third, stay in third. That comes at a great advantage because it's one less game to play. Forest Green, I think it's 1 win in the last 8. They've got to stop the rot, but stop the rot where it's coming from. And at the moment, it's coming from the defence. Now, if I've said this once, I'll say it 1,000 times. Laurent Mendy's better in midfield. Go out there, get a defender in, and free Mendy. Hashtag free Mendy. But
don't encourage them to sign more players, mate. I don't think there's enough room on the team coach.
Nobody needs to encourage them. They just go ahead and do it, But yeah, it's something that's got to be sorted quickly. I mean, Halifax, I believe, have got a game in hand, so they'll just be 4 points behind. So they'll want to get a little bit of daylight, but take nothing away from a brilliant first half from Carlisle, and then they just measured the game to see it home. And the bloke who watched it in the garden, fair play to you, pal.
Yeah, fair play. That's dedication. Craig, what did you make of this one, mate?
Yeah, I did see that a little joke on Twitter that Forest Green are signing all these players just to boost their average attendance up a little bit more. So that did make me smile. And they obviously signed Josh Asude, good player, but not for me for Forest Green. I think he's better on a team that's not going to have a lot of the ball and can break, whereas they're going to comfortably have a lot of the ball. So I'm not sure he actually fits the profile of what they need up there at the minute. But yeah, what's one new signing to them? They'll get another two in the midweek before we meet again. But yeah, going back to Carlisle, confidence is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Adji Boy 4 or 5 weeks ago, if he got any minutes, would have played a sideward pass straight away. Then he scored a couple of goals. He's been in the team. He's been loved, and he went on an absolute amazing run. But yeah, if you're on the opposition team there, you're saying someone's just got to take one for the team, as they say. But yeah, what pleased me for you, Dan and Carlisle, is when they did have the setback in the second half. Their game management came in. You could see the players had rolled their sleeves up and were in for a fight. And there wasn't really, other than that Gabe Breeze save, too many moments of worry for you. And that's what you want. You want, if there's only going to be one moment that your keeper pulls off a great save, and that was the case. And I mentioned after the Scunthorpe game that are you a better team without certain individuals in there? And you've beat Scunthorpe and you beat Forest Green. So the answer at the moment is probably yes. It'll be interesting what happens when those do come back, if they come back into the team, or if they have to wait their time on the bench, because they don't strike me as the individuals that will stick around much longer if they're sitting on the bench. But it's food for thought for Mark Hughes, and yeah, probably since your League One days or the League 2 days when you got promoted into League One, is probably the best week Carlisle had in a long time. To be fair, beating Scunthorpe and Forest Green in the space of 4 days is not a bad week. But yeah, Forest Green, I think they've signed the wrong type profile of player in Josh Asude. I don't think he suits them. I think they might be under a little bit of bother now. And I know Dale Vince came out and he was saying, "Oh, we were unlucky. We were this, we were that rubbish, mate." You self-sabotaged in the first half, and then a team game managed against you, and with the better side won there. No doubts about me. If you're gonna give 3 cheap goals away, then you haven't played particularly well, have you, mate? So I'm gonna make a meat joke there, but I'm gonna skip past that one today. But yeah, Halifax and Southend, who are our next team we're going to talk about, are going to start being closer and closer in that rear view mirror for them, and it might start a little bit of panic stations that they might make another 5 signings this week.
Yeah, the windmill gif will be out on
Sorry,
it.
I feel like I'm proper hating on Forest Green, but when you've got a squad of about 7,852 players,
I've never seen this side of you before. Maybe you should commentate on the 0-0 more often.
I don't. At least every other week, mate.
Just before we move on, I'm just looking Forest Green's next few fixtures. They've got Boreham Wood away next. Boston at home, in form Boston. Then they've got Gateshead away, and then Aldershot at home. So, this run could continue for the next couple of games. To be fair, I mean, you would like to think for them a gimme against Gateshead in a couple of weeks, but Boston and Boreham Wood will be tough for them. So we'll wait.
You've only got 1 win in 10. It's not that much of a gimme, though, is it?
Well, yeah, I suppose away from home as well. But yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. Although they used
to play in front of no fans, so they'll be all right going to Gateshead.
Oh, savage.
Oh, great. Yeah, what an angry young man you are. My God.
I don't know why this hate for Forest Green has come today. I do apologise to them.
Oh, yeah, drink some orange juice. Get your testosterone down. What's the matter with you?
Have a Snickers. You know yourself. When you're
Mr.
hungry. Next up, we've got Southend 5, Morecambe 1. I
Oh,
mean, Southend back in the goals. Morecambe doomed for me. Absolutely doomed. Craig, what did you make of this one?
Yeah, at the moment, if you're not playing as well as you want, the team you want to play is Morecambe at home. They give you a couple of goals, they'll be pretty poor, and you get your confidence back up, and that's exactly what happened to Southend. It was as routine can be. Morecambe are just a very, very poor side. They're a team of individuals thrown together in the summer that were not wanted by anybody else. They've tried to make a few twists. I don't even know if they'd be this bad under Ashford Singer Howe. I don't know if Bentley's not the answer to me. I think it's all doom and gloom there. The place is a shambles. And apparently I'm in a really bad mood today. I'm not, I can assure you that. But
my God.
I feel for the fans because they thought they'd got their club back and they've just watched absolute dross for 9 months now, and they're really, really starting to struggle. They're doomed, in my opinion, alongside Gateshead. And when you look at Truro that are down there as well, you're like, well, at least Truro are having a bit of a fight. Morecambe are going down with such a whimper, and they give silly goals away, and they're just a poor side. But yeah, Southend, hopefully for them, Scott Morrison boys getting in the goals again. The wing backs can go flying forwards again. You had Dallas scoring, you had Hooper scoring, you had Walker scoring, you had Hooper and Walker, who obviously haven't got too many. Hopper, I think it is. Sorry, not Hooper. Hopper, sorry. Him hasn't scored too many, but he always works hard for the team. It's a confidence boosting result for them. And as we said, they may be able to chase Forest Green down and slightly change that picture of those playoffs than what we thought they would a couple of weeks ago. But they've been so inconsistent. So this means nothing if they don't then go and back it up. But yeah, Southend, playoff contenders. Morecambe, get ready for National League North next season.
Yeah, definitely. Mark, what did you make of this one?
Welcome back, Southend. Where have you been? Where have you been? This was what the start of the season was all about. I'm not bothered that they were playing Morecambe. This is what we've seen. I mean, the fullbacks in particular. I mean, Craig alluded to cheap goals. Harry Boyes' goal was the pickpocket. It was like taking candy from a baby. And then he just went on, probably couldn't believe his luck. I mean, 5 different goal scorers. Andy Dallas, he's continuing his good form. Obviously, we know what Gus Scott Morris is all about. Josh Walker, and then it was given to in space Hopper. Remember them orange bouncy. Anyway, we should have a 1970s edition of this show. It might make a bit more sense. Mo Sangar scored for Morecambe, but yeah.
Great goal, by the way. Great goal.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, there's talk of Miguel Aziz going to Carlisle. It's not really been denied by anybody. I'm not his biggest fan. I mean, the moment he started turning up in the flashy clothes, I thought, oh no, what have you signed this guy for? I mean, he's gonna have to toe the line and buckle down if he goes to Carlisle, because, you know, I mean, taking it a bit more seriously here. But yeah, I mean, Jim Bentley, he's there. He's there trying to do an impossible job with this side. I mean, they just don't seem to care about the predicament that they're in. You know, National League North is saying, come and join us. You know, and the supporters have been through enough. I mean, make a battle of it. You know, just don't throw in the towel the moment you walk onto the pitch. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. And Jim Bentley will try his best. I mean, that is all he can do.
I would argue it has got worse though, Mark. And I can't believe I'm saying that after Ashford James. I was hoping it's got worse before it gets better for them.
I mean, there's an old adage, it can't get any worse. Oh, yes, it can. And, oh, yes, it will.
It can.
Yeah.
Mick McCarthy.
It can. Yeah. Oh, it can. It can. But but yeah, Southend. This is the Southend where we were getting accustomed to towards the end of last season, and then we thought, it's gonna carry on here. Not quite worked out, but with the Halifaxes, the Hartlepools, they're still there. They'll be chasing down the Forest Greens of the moment because out of the playoff contenders, Forest Green are, managing to shoot themselves in the foot quite spectacularly. But yeah, great result for Southend, but Morecambe.
I think that's a good note to leave that on. Next up, we've got another team. I just think, no. Gateshead 1, Brackley 2. Brackley carry on their incredible form. I think we spoke on the previous pod about could it, be derailed by losing the manager and things like that. But they're carrying on that great form. But again, pretty much every team's went to Gateshead and won this season, so I don't know if you can read too much into that. Mark, what did you make of this one?
Yeah, definitely the departure of Gavin Cowan has not the momentum of Brackley. Where and they thought if we're going to get 3 points anywhere, then it might as well be Gateshead. Where, in the words of Hot Chocolate, everyone's a winner at the moment. 16 games. 16 games. I mean, for those people who turn up to watch Gateshead at the moment, home and away, I'm not going to knock you at all because you're more hardy souls than what people give you credit for. But 16 games without a win, 16 defeats, they're gone. They are gone. And the thing is now, I mean, what is this side with the signings brought in to prepare for the National League North? You just don't know, do you? But it's a very, very sorry situation. I mean, Rob Elliott will again, he will try to muster the best out of a bad situation, but I think it's they're 11 points from safety. No, it's gone. It's gone. The cause is lost and the war is over for Gateshead now. They'll have to look to next season in a different league. See what they want out of that as well. I'm seeing one Gateshead fan actually say, no more trips to London, no more National League Cup, more local derbies. That's great, but it could be in a humiliating relegation, and that's what you've got to go on the back. It's bad enough as it is with 16 defeats on the spin, and you've got to live with that. That's in the record books now, and a jolly up at Darlington may look very appealing at the moment, but look how you're going to get there. Look how you're going to get there. You can't look at the situation like that. I do real feel for Gateshead, but Brackley, they've pulled the socks. Quite an attractive job to look forward to now. I mean, they can continue their climb. I mean, Keane Harrott scored, Zach Brown, and we will give Mark Beck the Gateshead goal. Stop playing him in midfield as well. He's a 6'6" man in midfield. It's like using a banana to write poetry with. But nice one, Brackley. But so long, Gateshead. We hardly knew ye.
Yeah, Craig, what did you make of this one, mate?
Yeah, I think in the last couple of weeks I've been the driver of the train that Brackley are going to get put right in the trouble, and I'd like to get off. I'd like to get off that train. I couldn't have been more wrong, to be honest with you. They've been really, really good. Like we said, it's 8 unbeaten now, I believe it is. There's been a few draws in there. They started with wins. It actually started on the back of a defeat to Morecambe of all teams. But since then, they've been absolutely flying. I say flying. They've picked up 4 draws in a row before today. But those 1 points turn into 2, into 3, into 4 are what Gateshead, Morecambe and Truro to a degree can only dream of. And it's put them in Brackley in a really good position to stay up now. They're a good preposition for somebody to come and join them. I can't get the words out now. They're a good
proposition.
Thank you. for someone to come and take over. I think they got interims in, but to be fair, they're giving themselves a good shout on the job as well, because they've been doing very, very well. It's looks like another season for them in the National League, and fair play to them. I think everyone had them to go down at the start. I had them to go down again once Cowan had moved on, and they're proving me wrong every single week. And that's all you can do when you're a team like them. They've made good signings. We knew they needed a goal scorer, so they went and scored the bloke that scored the winner in the playoff final. That's good enough for me. And yeah, fair play to them. But yeah, I don't think I need to say anything more than Gateshead, other than they'll be looking forward to playing Morecambe again next season in National League North.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. And, it could be worse. You could have predicted Boston to go down when we've done our mid-season one. So you could be.
I mean, we've both been very badly wrong there. The ones that unfortunately said Braintree are probably looking at the best bet at the moment.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I think we talked about it, didn't we, in the message, saying I don't see a world where all of our teams either don't get promoted or relegated at some point, and we'll have to rejig the podcast or something next season. We'll see what's going on.
Enjoy while it lasts, folks.
Yeah, make the most of a good thing. Next up, we've got Mark, 4 in 4 minutes. If you could round up the rest of the games for us, thank you.
I certainly can, yes. We'll start with Tamworth 1, Aldershot 1. Oliver Lynch scoring for Tamworth. Charlie Warren, I think I got his name wrong last week. Apologies for that, Charlie. What a signing he's been for Aldershot. He knows where the back of the net is. But 2 red cards. Dan Creaney got sent off very, very early for Tamworth, and then Keane Anderson decided he fancied an early bath as well and got sent off for Aldershot. But yes, Aldershot's momentum keeps going. Tamworth still bubbling in midfield. In mid-table. Halifax 1, Truro 0. Will Harris, one of the signings of the season, 16th goal of the season. Didn't help Truro going there and losing, but only 1-0. Keeps the goals against down, but yeah, Halifax closing in on those playoffs. Eastleigh 2, Boreham Wood 2, Aaron Blair and Jake Tabor for Eastleigh, Zach Brunt, Lewis Richardson for Boreham Wood, who've now plugged the silly undefeated, defeated run that they were going on, a 4 defeats. So they've managed to plug that in. And Braintree 0, Solihull 0.
Nicely covered.
Just on Braintree, Dean Smart didn't say too much. I will. We spoke last year about how good our home form was. The thing that surprised me the most just yesterday when I was looking is we've only scored 5 goals in the first half at home in 17 games. So 5 goals in 17 first halves at home. On the flip side, we've only conceded 5 first half goals. So that is why we get a lot of 0-0s.
Oh.
But
how are you managing to do this?
It's quite impressive, isn't it? But yeah, we need a goal scorer. We've let some players go this week, and I hope there's a goal scorer lurking around the corner for us. But I don't quite know who that will be. But 5 points from 9 in the last 3 games, you think is quite good, but it could have easily been 7. It could have possibly been 9 with the chances we have. I don't know if you saw the Ryan Clamping one in that game where it kind of got stuck under his feet. We score that. It's a different game again, but yeah, should have been at least 7 with the Sutton game, and then things would be a lot rosier. Maybe I won't be in such a mood today, but but when we get to the predictions, I'm going to predict Sutton to lose 9-0, just to let you know. So,
we will be very proud of you.
But yeah, just on Braintree, we've said about it all season about the lack of goals and things like that, but I think that's really a good point for you. I think Solihull Moors have been scoring lots of goals against a lot of good teams. To keep that clean sheet against them, that's definitely to be applauded. So that's definitely a point gained. So no need to be so grumpy, Craig. I think that's a good point. Next up, we've got our predictions for Tuesday night's games. But first, Craig, what was the scores on the doors this weekend?
Yeah, just trying to find them because I didn't save them. I'm just quickly flicking back. Just take me a second.
Don't make him angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
I know it wasn't great from me.
Yeah, Louis bounced back and won. Well, I say won this week. We've obviously got 5 games left in this week because it's not a full game week midweek. So we will go with that. But yeah, I'm just trying to find the.
I believe I was
There you go.
second,
Louis,
which is a
Louis
miracle in
13, Mark
itself.
11, Jordan our League 2 lowdown host 8, Dan 8, myself 6. That was before the Carlisle game, and no one backed Carlisle to win in that one, so they stayed exactly the same. So yeah, Louis 13, Mark 11, Jordan 8, Dan 8, Craig 6. Another reason why my mood might be.
Yeah, I was going to say, no wonder you're such a grump. Oh dear, hey, people I have to work with.
So obviously that's the update on the predictions. We've got 5 games on Tuesday night, all rearranged games. We'll quickly go around. Halifax against Gateshead. Mark?
Oh, absolute annihilation. This for Gateshead for Halifax. Halifax are going to win about 4-0.
Craig?
I'm going to go half of that, 2-0.
Yeah, I've got 2-0 as well. Sorry.
Oh.
Next up, we've got Rochdale Scunthorpe. I've got 2-1 Rochdale. Craig?
2-0.
Mark?
2-1 Rochdale.
Next up, we've got Sutton Woking. Craig?
Oh boy.
9-0 Woking. 1-1.
I've got 1-1 as well. Mark?
2-1 Woking.
Ooh. Next up, we've got Wealdstone against Hartlepool. I've got 1-0 Wealdstone in this one. Mark?
Oh, 0-0 written all over it.
I did toy with 0-0, to be honest. Craig?
2-1 Wealdstone.
And then last up, we've got Yeovil Aldershot. Mark?
We'll have a Desmond here, 2-2.
Craig?
2-1 Yeovil.
I've got 2-2 as well. Desmond. Double Desmond, yeah. Obviously, some big games Tuesday night. We'll be back Wednesday covering them as well. I won't be here, but these guys will be covering that on Wednesday night. So we'll get into that. Hopefully, we've got some of them right, anyways, and we'll see where we go. But that's it from us. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here if you're liking what you're watching. I think we're on 967. I think because there was definitely a 6-7 joke in there from Craig.
Oh no!
Yeah, there was. And just before we finish, well, the title
Now
for the
I'm in the mood.
The title for the last podcast was me, so don't be blaming Craig. It was me, and you're welcome as well. Got to immerse ourselves in culture, even if I don't understand it in one bit. But yeah, thanks to Mark and Craig as always for joining me, and we hope Louis having a good holiday. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you all again soon. Take care.